Bam. So what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Kaike back with another one. So we are here with top six teams and legends, volume 3, 2, volume 4. We are back in this bitch with another one. So we're gonna get straight into it, and we're going to talk about the top six teams and legends. Now, obviously, I don't think I'm going to be doing a volume 5 anytime soon because the teams that are dominating the meta right now, I don't think they're going to be going anywhere no time soon. So it might be a while before you see the next volume. So let's get straight into it. So here we have Regen. Honestly, this is one of the teams I honestly don't think I need to talk about it too much. Regen is getting like 2 new units to buff them. That they may not particularly buff the tag from the jump. Well, that's really just a Masu who doesn't buff the tag pretty much until he gets to 6-star. Well, he buffs powerful opponent, but it's not Regen, but everybody on Regen falls on a powerful opponent. So it's kind of pretty much the same thing. So there's that. So this team is still the defensive juggernauts. What they are able to do defensively is just crazy, and they are able to output just as much offensive power as just as much as defensive utility that they have on their side. It's just tough to go up against Regen, man. Like everybody's healing. Omega Sharon is actually the only Regen unit that came out in recent time that does not have a built-in like healing every second type of ability into his kit. But the paralyzed and all the the chances to give if heavy bleed, heavy poison, it's just as OP as just healing every second. He can pretty much stack that on every card that he gets. Pretty crazy. This team is still not going to be going where anytime soon. Last year they got completely knocked out of the meta when the first anniversary units came out, but not no. Regen ain't going nowhere no time soon. So here we have GT. GT is the next line of I still haven't pulled my boy full power SJ for Goku. Weeps. F in the chat for me. I've not pulled the boy. But GT without a doubt, they have a good balance between defense now because since Shenron, I feel like he's still not the greatest unit, but I feel like now where he really shines is that he's just such a good unit to be alongside Omega Shenron, because what happens with Omega Shenron, if he run him with a Shadow Dragon, he gets 20% more higher chance to increase his chance of getting paralyzed on every card that he uses, every blasted strike card that he uses. So low-key, Shin Shenron got a buff just because Omega Shenron is so good and Omega Shenron is more powerful when there's another Shadow Dragon by his side. So there's that. So they do have a decent amount of offensive and defensive utility. This team is really good and effective. I just love that a lot of these units have built-in like key, like where they can just like recover key when they come in. Like all the SJ4s have that built into their passive. I think Omega Shenron does that with his main ability. Like this team is really built about extending combos through just having a lot of key. I wish they would have had 1 or 2 like the SJ4 Goku purple one. I wish he would have had increased our draw speed. I feel like that would have made him last a little bit longer. He's still don't get it twisted. Still a crazy unit, but I really would have liked it if he would have increased our draw speed. That would have capitalized on all their key that they gain on entry. Really a lot. This team is just a perfect amount of balance, but I feel like they still need one more good unit. That SJ4 Gogeta, Maju, maybe somebody work with me here. But GT is definitely still viable this meta. Mega Shenron and full power SJ4 Goku, who I sadly don't have, do make this team very powerful, and they are really worth trying in this current new meta. So there's that. So here we have our third team on the selection. Here we have Future. I was about to say Godkeeper, and I saw the team here. So we have Future. Now Future is really good. I personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Future, even with the new units. I'm not going to cap. That's just me personally. I feel like every person has their preference when it comes to teams. They just know certain units and how they run. And Future, I feel like it's fun to run, but it's just not personally the best in my personal opinion for me. Blue Gogeta having the amount of tags that he has, it's just, bro, it makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. You could fit this guy on so many teams, man. And he's just good on all of them. He's so much of a good unit. You could just slap him on all these teams, and he's just going to clap. This guy's a monster. Definitely really solid. Rose is pretty good just because of his debuffs. I feel like that's still Rose's biggest value in my personal opinion. I found to be pretty good, pretty solid to run with Blue Vegito just because she recovers 30 key to she gets 30 key to all the units that she switched to on standby, and Blue Vegito actually gets key every time he lands a strike card if I'm correct. So you come in, Blue Vegito is guaranteed to get a really long combo with Mai coming off a swap. So really solid stuff there. And then Future Gohan is Future Gohan.
Gohan! Gohan! Gohan!
There to die, sadly. He's there for his death buffs because he's not really doing much outside of that. But it's all around pretty solid. Then we have Zenkai Trunks, who's also pretty solid, but I'm not the biggest fan of that guy, not gonna lie. But this that. So here we have Eloi. Now I know just because Eloi is not really being that seen in this meta, just I feel like that's obviously because that everything is so fusion hype, everything's Blue Gogeta hype. If you don't fit on God Key or fusions or it can't be run with Blue Gogeta, then a lot of people just aren't running them this season because everything is all about the hype stuff. So there's that. But Eloi is definitely worthy of being called one of the top 16s in the meta. They still put Saiyans in body bags. I feel like now if you really want to compete super crazy with Eloi, I feel like you really will want Zenkai Cooler. I ain't gonna lie, man. Zenkai Cooler is really crazy, and I feel like he was a really needed buff for this team. And they obviously predicted that there were going to be a lot of Saiyans, and this team is dominating, known for dominating against Saiyans. So pretty much is that. I'm not the biggest LOE guy, not gonna lie. Every time I've had a chance to summon on one of the LOE units on their banners, I try to avoid them as much as possible, except for Golden Frieza through the 1 year anniversary, who I've yet to pull another copy of since the 1 year anniversary. But there's that. So LOE is still a really powerful team, still the same killers, really usable in this meta. But I feel like with them, I feel like you really want that Zenkai Cooler, man. You really want that Zenkai Cooler to really capitalize on them in this current meta. Because these new units, even though there's a lot of Saiyans, a decent amount of Saiyans in this new batch of anniversary units, these new units, they crazy, man. Blue Gogeta can run through pretty much everybody here, even Golden Frieza, because he's a glass cannon. So there's that. So here, this team, like, bro, you guys knew this team was going to be here. Here we have fusions. Now fusions, what can I say? Fusions, bro, this team is not going anywhere no time soon. I obviously, for my yellow option, I don't have yellow Vegito, but this team is still really good. Kefla and Blue Gogeta, oh lord, they are just such a nasty combination together. The fact that both units are guaranteed to give themselves strike cards and have blast armor, they just run through teams and can extend combos for ridiculously long time. It's nasty, bro. SJ3 Gotenks, same thing, can extend combos for a really long time. Like, all three of them together are just crazy combo extenders. Super Vegito can kind of do that a little bit too. The purple one, who ironically I just pulled for the 2nd anniversary. It's been a year. It took me a year to pull LF Super Vegito, but I did pull the guy. But yeah, he could do the same, but not on the same level as Kefla and Blue Gogeta can. It's just ridiculous, bro, and it's just nasty amount of damage they can output. This team is pure offensively, in my personal opinion. The only person who has some type of defensive utility is SJ3 Gotenks, so keep that in mind. It just feels like, bro, you mess up once, bro, trying to go up against this fusion team, this new era of fusion units, it feels like it's over. It just feels like it's over, man. I'm not even gonna cap with you. It just feels like it's over. So does that. So finally and lastly, we have God Key. Now God Key, I think, is without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt, like, God Key, bro. Straight up. Like, no cap. God Key. This is one of the teams that I crazy slept on because I feel like a lot of their options outside of I just didn't really like their green options, right? Because they don't have any good green options that aren't LFs. And I feel like that's one of the things that kind of held them back. Because in Legends, man, when you want to talk about top teams, you just want a team that has a complete color wheel of of competent units. You want at least probably 4 good heavy hard hitters, maybe some defensive units. It depends, right? But you definitely want a complete color wheel of good units to take into PvP. And for the longest, they never just had that green unit. And now that I pull Ella Vegeta, I definitely see how good they can be. But still, I still always feel like that kind of heals them back. I feel like they need 1 or 2 like good like subpar god key green options outside of the LFs, because the LFs are obviously hard as hell to pull. I know there's some people who still probably don't have Ella Vegeta, and I know some people who probably still don't have Zenkai I was about to say Boo, Zenkai Barretts. So I know it can be tough, bro. I know it can be tough as hell running this god team, but all around they're still like they don't particularly need those LFs to really run the team. Like Blue Gogeta is still crazy, he runs through shit. Rose with his debuffs just makes everybody hits a lot harder, well, makes the enemy's team technically just a lot softer when you think about it. But get that. Purple blue SSB Gogeta, I mean Vegeta, I honestly only really use him for Kefla purposes to kind of shut her down. His damage is dirt poor to me. I don't it's dirt, bro. I don't really like him that much. I feel like out of all the 1 university units, all the 1 universities are strong or holding well, except for him, in my personal opinion. And SSB Kaioken, this unit, SSB Kaioken, has grown to me a lot, man. He has grown to me a lot. I really like this unit. I just really wish he wasn't a time transformation. If he was, I would run God Key all day, 24/7. But that time transformation, it would never really be a big. It would never get a plus in my book, personally, in my opinion. So there is that. So there we have top 6 teams of Legends. I know it may have felt a lot quicker this time around, but I just kind of wanted to get straight to the point this time around, especially since a lot of these teams are kind of the same teams that you've been seeing for a little bit of a while. It's only 1 or 2 new teams that's kind of been added. And that's kind of the thing I wanted to talk about as well, is like Legends. I really hope that in the future, that going in past the 2nd anniversary, I hope we get to a point where we start seeing more diverse team and team builds, because honestly it's really just been kind of the same teams that's been dominating, that's been dominating for the anniversary. Keep in mind, I'm making this right before, a few days before, when God Shower is supposed to drop, because he's supposed to drop mid-June, and I'm making this on the 13th, 14th, 13th, I can't remember. I'm making this on somewhere before mid-June, between early and mid-June. And yeah, God Shell is supposed to come somewhere between that, and I'm guessing that God Shell is going to be actually pretty crazy. So that's actually going to be pretty dope, that God Key is also going to be getting a free buff to their team. Yeah, so a good free-to-play option on the team. So does that. So it's your boy Kake, the last guy from the content. Tell me what you gotta think about this. Tell me what you gotta think about top 6 teams of Legends Volume 4. You guys killed it on the support with the last one. Yeah. I obviously know why, because y'all like my custom thumbnails. I know why y'all click on my videos. I ain't stupid. But yeah, it's your boy Kake. Oh yeah, join my Discord, all that stuff. Yada yada yada. Join my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, yada yada yada. Promote. Yeah. And did I run through everything? Yeah. And I'm out.